There has to be a fire in you. You got to have big dreams to achieve it. I used to build castles in the air. It's all mind game. You got to make up a strong mind. When you get to the difficulties, you got to take a challenge. I'm very grateful to God. I'm very happy, very satisfied person.
Mr. Chatwal is one of the more impressive individuals one could ever meet.
He's more yes man. He listens everybody and he make it sure that it is done.
Mr. Chatwal is unbelievable.
My father gave me a birth and he gave me the life in him.
He's a great people person.
He's a man that's full of opportunities.
Legend.
Very compassionate.
He's humble.
He's really a citizen of the world.
He's a larger-than-life type of individual.
Such a good deal maker.
He is very entrepreneurial in spirit.
He's a mentor to all of us.
Mr. Chatwal is a kingmaker, not a king. I think that sums up his personality.
He's a great man.
He's a perfect gentleman.
Red is the color of his neatly draped turban. It's also the color of his tie and shoes. It's hard to miss this man's presence in a crowd. And that's not just because of his red-themed appearance, but also because of a personality as fiery and passionate as his favorite color. We are talking about the innovative hotelier and multi-millionaire Indian American businessman, Sant Singh Chatwal, on this episode of Those Who Made It. Born in pre-partition Pakistan, one among 11 siblings, Chatwal vividly remembers spending 6 months at a refugee camp at the time of partition. He had humble beginnings with hard-working parents who were trying to make ends meet, providing for his large family. As his parents were running the food and beverages section of a school canteen, it's not wrong to infer, rather interestingly, that the seeds of his successful career in the hotel industry may have been laid that far back in his childhood.
I'm proud of my father and mother. They worked very hard. They got into a rented house and they started initial business. And we all brothers used to help our parents. But my father made sure that all of us study. To be very surprised that not only I finished my schooling and helping my father in his business, because he was running a canteen, F&B in school, high school, where I used to study.
However, Chatwal's journey to the successful Indian American businessman that he is known today as was a long and twisted one. It took many an odd job for him to realize that his true expertise and potential lay in the restaurant and hotel business.
Out of millions of people, I got selected as a pilot job with an Indian Naval Aviation. First job to work in aircraft carrier Vikrant.
At the age of 21, he finally got a well-paying job with Ethiopian Airlines, for which he moved to Ethiopia. But on being asked to remove his turban, the devout Sikh in him refused the job.
After my interview, they got me a good job, good salary, but they said I got to take off my turban and shave the beard. I told them, sorry, I refused this job. The officer was very sympathetic. He was kind enough to refer me to the Ministry of Education. They offered me a job as teacher.
From being an Air Force pilot to a teacher, fate had something completely different in store for Chatwal, who never once, through all his trials and job instabilities, doubted himself for even a second.
There were so many other teachers, but he was an outstanding one. His relationship with his students went beyond the classrooms. He will see to it that any student who needed extra help, he was always willing to help them.
I used to teach privately, private tuitions. I used to eat in a restaurant where I became very friendly with the owner. He became sick. I looked after the restaurant and improved his sale, marketing, positioning. He came back. He was very happy what changes I brought to his restaurant because I had a little background with the F&B. And that turned around much more profitable. He offered me 50% partnership. That's where I started my career.
This was the turning point in his life. He started to take the restaurant business very seriously and realized his ability to contribute to the field immensely. Around this time, as luck would have it, he had to move to the US from Ethiopia.
I came to this country, it was a big challenge. People don't know who are the Sikhs. And also, people don't know much about Indian food. They were thinking either way Afghanis or Balochis, because our looks are entirely different.
He opened the Bombay Palace in Midtown Manhattan, the first Indian restaurant in the fine dining space that grabbed many eyeballs.
New York had a little bit more crime, so my first restaurant was started with French Indian restaurant in Montreal. I found within a year time that Montreal was a very slow city, and the first restaurant in America was Bombay Palace, which I started in '77.
By 1986, Chatwal had 76 restaurants in various parts of the country and the world. However, there was one more career change in store for Sant. This one, though, was not too far off the tangent from his restaurant business.
In 1986, I used to have 76 restaurants, but later on I found a very difficult to run restaurant business. I changed into the hotel business. And New York City, I got the first hotel in '82. If you really see, I have a hotel almost in every block. Our whole plan is to have 100 hotels around the world. We do the highest sale in New York City, $36 million top line, and bottom line, 70% of the liquor sale. We opened Dream Hollywood 6 restaurant. We're going to do $1 million a week. Highest sale in California, $52 million a year. You create an environment, you create an atmosphere, you create the right people. We create something which nobody brings on the table.
His first hotel, The President, was set up in New York City and was inaugurated by Bill Clinton. He's also credited with opening the first open-air roof hotel in the city that boasts a guest list of celebrities like Lady Gaga and Beyonce. Today, this genius hotelier has 12 hotels with 3,000 rooms in Manhattan itself and 20 hotels around the world. He works with over 3,000 people in New York City alone and wants to open 2 hotels a month going forward.
It's a really exciting time to be a part of Dream Hotel Group. Currently standing on the terrace of PhD, our rooftop nightclub, one of the best views you'll see in all of Manhattan, and one of the most impressive nightclubs in New York City.
He has a fire in him. It's now 40 years we are here, and this man has done so well because his mission was to achieve and make something.
He's a wonderful story, an immigrant who has conquered the world's most impressive city.
I believed always having a strong management, making the general manager, the chef as my partner. If you are making $1, you keep it with you 85, 90 cents, share 10 to 15 cents with your executive employees, you can never ever go wrong. Let them come up, give them a chance. I believe in incentive plan, profit sharing, bonus, incentive, because my job is to look after the people.
Since I know him, my life went like a rocket goes in the top. I joined as a busboy. From '98 and today, I'm operation manager in the same company, and I manage 2 restaurants as an operation manager. From nothing in America, I've become very successful.
In 1997, I joined as a guest service agent, and through the experience, currently I'm the vice president of operations for Dream Hotel Group.
I've been with the company for almost 30 years. Started as at the front desk. Mr. Chatwal is a very generous man. He has given us opportunities. That's pretty much what has motivated me to stay on for 30 years. That speaks for itself in volumes, I think.
A thorough family man, Chatwal owes much of his success to the support of his wife Daman Chatwal and his 2 sons Vikram and Vivek. His wife, whom he married before the Ethiopia chapter of his life, has been his closest ally from his early days as a struggling pilot.
My father was in army, and my father always wanted that I should get married to an army officer. And here the ambassador of Ethiopia called my father. There is one young boy who's only 27, 26 years old. He's here for your daughter. So my mother said his name is Sant. We call Sant is a priest in our language. So I told my mother, what a name, Sant. I'm going to get married, Sant. There I got married and went there, and I gave a birth to the 2 boys over there, and he is a saint.
In our Punjabi language, they say, Ghar sukh vasya, bahar sukh paya. Peace at home is the peace we give you anywhere. My biggest support is my wife. She knew I aim to achieve. She never stopped me. And she knew I have to work 7 days a week, almost 60, 70 hours a day. And she said, don't worry about children. That brings you more happiness.
When I have nobody, we both were there with the 2 children in Africa and came 4 of us here. We worked together, shoulder to shoulder. And I raised the children. Then we had the staff.
Interestingly, one day she told me, pick up the children from the school. And then I called her, I'm sorry. which school they are studying.
He has never seen what he has to wear. Just get ready, do his thing, and start his life.
His son, Vikram Chatwal, who seems to have inherited his father's business acumen, helps with the hotel business.
My father kept expanding his restaurant business, and he always had the can-do ability. It's a rags to riches type of story. And then I joined the business, creating a new type of hotel, which is a dream hotel, a boutique hotel. I'll just have to abide by some of the attributes that he said, working hard and being a positive role model to the community. That's how I see myself taking the platform further.
Chatwal's contribution in the political sphere is no less commendable. He is credited with orchestrating the signing of the nuclear deal, a landmark deal in the history of Indo American relations under the reign of Prime Minister Manmohan Singh in 2005.
I think nuclear deal was a big challenge, not only for nuclear, also it could help the villages to produce electricity for India. China, Pakistan never wanted India to be nuclear powered. Pakistan comes number 3rd or 4th. I've struggled hard lobbying for Congress, Senate, and making sure this happened. I'm grateful to President Bush, Dr. Manmohan Singh, Congressman, Senator, those who worked day and night and achieved nuclear power deal successful.
His friendship and professional relationship with Bill and Hillary Clinton is well known too. He has played an important role in raising millions in funds for Clinton's Democratic Party.
I met Governor Clinton. He said, I would like to really fight for the election. I supported him. I was the first Indian sport to raise money. Luck would have it, he became the President of the United States. So he asked me, Mr. Chatwal, I want to offer you some position in the White House, advisor, consultant for Asia. I said, no, I'm not interested in this. I'm only interested that you promised build a relationship with India. He said, that's it? I said, yes. He said, why? I said, last president visited India was Carter in 1977 when Morarji Desai was the Prime Minister. After that, no Republicans care for India. Nobody has visited India. He was surprised that he said, yes, I will definitely go, we'll go together. And our relationship with the president was so strong. He came to my house as sitting president and he was so dedicated, I'll build the relationship. I'm proud to say, Clinton, we went in Air Force One in March 2000. After 23 years, we opened the relationship with India America.
Amid hard times on being convicted for a campaign contribution fraud, Singh let his valor speak for itself by admitting to his mistake at the court of law.
I was investigated by the federal government in the contribution of money to Hillary Clinton. I've contributed millions of dollars, but $180,000 I did illegally. I don't believe you save yourself and put somebody else into trouble. No, God gave me the right judge. I said, Your Honor, I deserve to be punished. I made a mistake. He found something. I'm straightforward, upfront, and he told the federal government he did nothing wrong. America has justice. Today I'm sitting in the winning seat.
Among this business tycoon's laurels lie the Rajiv Gandhi Award he received in 2005 and the Order of the Khalsa he was honored with by the government of Punjab in 1999. While he holds these awards close to his heart, his biggest and most prized achievement is the Padma Bhushan he was conferred with in 2010.
Starting from 2000, taking President Clinton, working on the whole nuclear power deal, building relations between India and America. I put a lot of time, a lot of effort, a lot of money. I feel very honored that government India recognized me and gave them this award.
Chatwal has transformed the lives of many people who work for and with him. The heart-touching transformation stories of his employees, like his bellboys and drivers, are just few among many such stories to mention.
In my life, even a bullet come, I'll take in my body before him. I was nobody. Nobody knew me. Even in the company, everywhere I go, I get respected because of him, because he gave me the respect.
I have one driver 30 years back, Mahinder Singh. Today he's owning of 20 houses. He said when Mr. Chatwal used to make a deal in the car, I used to listen. And same word I used to talk to lawyer, I'm buying this house and buy that. This young guy, Martin, he's a Brazilian, I said, why are you joining us? He said, just listening to Mr. Chatwal, I learned so much things.
I have worked in the industry for nearly 25 years, and I have worked around the world in New York for 21 years of my career, but I never worked for somebody as exemplary like Mr. Chatwal.
Mr. Chatwal, has this approach of being able to put his arm around a bellman and talk to him and walk with him. And at the same hand, he would be able to level up with Bill Clinton at the same level. So that's how, the bandwidth Mr. Chatwal has.
I think he empowers us to be an individual. He empowers us to be visionary. He allows us to know things that he doesn't, and he wants to learn from us.
He's not easy to work for, but he's a pleasure to work for. If you call Mr. Chatwal and you say, Mr. Chatwal, I need 5 minutes of your time, he makes time for you. And it certainly separates him from other bosses, other leaders.
While Chatwal has transformed the lives of many people who work for him, he also feels strongly for the poor and underprivileged sections of the society and donates to many charitable funds. The schools he has started in India and pharmacies he intends on starting there to provide low-cost medicines for the poor are testament to this.
I have to tell you this little story. When I got married, I went to Punjab. My father-in-law told to Mr. Chatwal, take this roti and dal sabji and go and give it to the blind man sitting at the station. He said, it's raining, Daddy. He said, no, he's waiting for that food, you go. And when he went to give this food to that old man, then that old man said, Beta, tu mere liye khana laya hai. तेरा हर मुल्क में खाना पकेगा.
Most important thing is, which I learned my father, that give 10% to the needy people. It says, Gurbani, haya kare na rati, maya dukh moya ji. That means every day you are painful because you love money. Money, you need it up to a certain level, but don't get incited, don't get there. I like to create money so I can help the people. Money has little attraction, but I don't have greed.
He called his 5 brothers, even my family. His all brothers are in Satellite, Toronto, Montreal, doing very well. Everybody got one restaurant. If they take God's name, second take, he takes Mr. Chatwal's name.
There are givers and takers in this world, and he's a major giver. He's given to so many people, so many things, and he steps in when things go wrong.
He's a prominent member of the Sikh community, but also he connects that community with other communities, links people with those who can help. He's an excellent communicator in terms of connecting people.
He has taken care of people in India, in Ethiopia, which is where he's originally from. He has made sure that widows and orphans are taken care of. He's made sure that people get fed at the Gurdwaras. And he does this not because he gets any kind of stature from it.
For everything that he has done for the company, he has given that much more to the public.
If you search him on Google, you'll get pages and pages of what he's done for the community, and back home in India, here, overseas, everywhere.
He never turns really anyone down that he can help.
I think what the world maybe doesn't see is the compassion. He's done so much over the years, whether it was earthquake victims in India, even locally here with our own group.
He will put his arms around us when we're in need. I have personally seen when our employees have been struggling, they've been challenged, he will do everything possible and care for him as much as one does for their own family. It's remarkable.
Kar bala, ho bala, an balega bala. When you pray for others, you get back. That's the real mantra in my life.
For a man who started off as a pilot with the INS Vikrant, owning a private jet today is a matter of sheer pride. And that's apart from a private yacht he already owns. It's only natural to wonder if he ever flies his own jet.
It was good for some time at that young age. When you're in 20s, you enjoy it. Right now, when you're private aircraft, you have other pilots working for you. That's also more fun. And now the latest technology, all the planes are run by computerized, so you don't want to take any chance. You got to do the proper training, go back and learn the new technology before you want to move forward.
What would a flamboyant businessman with so much to do on a daily basis and therefore so much going on in his mind do retiring? Well, maybe that's why he doesn't plan on doing so. He's 70, and in his case, age really is only a number.
He's such an entrepreneur, and he wants to accomplish so much. If he accomplished it, I think he would just want to continue to accomplish more. So I do think he would take it easier, but I don't think he'll ever fully retire.
He always tells me, as long I'm standing, I'll keep rolling, and we'll roll together.
Mr. Chatwal is a living, breathing entity of hospitality. His life and soul is here in the company. So I don't think Mr. Chatwal would ever want to retire.
His mind is so active. He has so many ideas. I can't see him slowing down.
With the energy that he has and the passion that he has for what he does, I don't see Mr. Chatwal ever retiring.
I don't think Mr. Chatwal will ever retire.
He's our role model. He's the path we follow. He's our true leader and visionary, and I personally and all of us love working for him every day. So I hope he never retires, never ever retires, and we continue to work with him for a long, long time, forever.
I worship my work. Work is worship. I enjoy it. It's something, it gives me a lot of fun. I get up in the morning, I'm very excited to go along with that. Restaurant, hotels, wining, dining, meeting people, going around, traveling around the world. Hotels are all over the world. I always want to travel. Know I can travel for business reason and a little more fun. I would not like to retire.
Sant envisions having 100 lifestyle hotels around the world by the end of 2020. Seeming like a very achievable dream for a man of his caliber, his future sure looks eventful. It is hard to imagine how much more can possibly be done to improve a world-class luxurious hoteling experience than what Sant's chain of hotels already provide. But this man has many surprises and ideas up his sleeve that we are going to get to see as his hotels unveil in the years to come. Forget retirement. It doesn't look like this vibrant spirit even wants some shut-eye. Catch us next week, same time, on Those Who Made It. Only on ZTV.